Hi, my name is Stanley, and today I'm going to share some experience on the values of adapting Kubernetes with you. In the quest of better utilize our computing resources and to support modern cloud-based application workloads. Previously, we have our virtualization using VM techniques, and most recently, we have containerization. And with containerization, now we have what we call container orchestration. So what is container orchestration? It's basically a technology to help you better manage your application's deployment on a containerized infrastructure, as well as to manage the computing resources required by your containers. And one of the most popular container orchestration solution right now is Kubernetes. Kubernetes, basically what makes it so popular is because it can help us manage our workloads, containerized workloads among various different types of infrastructures. We can use Kubernetes to help us deploy applications onto different infrastructures, and a lot of times the infrastructure could be completely different. For example, they can have different OSs or a different hardware stack. With our container orchestration infrastructure, when we want to deploy applications using a Kubernetes environment, there are actually a few types of environments that we can think about. First, we have the managed Kubernetes environment, and this is our familiar public cloud solutions like AWS EKS or our Google GKE, Microsoft AKS, for etc. The characteristic of this type of managed Kubernetes is that the users don't really need to do much. You don't need to do Kubernetes setup, or you don't need to know how to attach your storage to your pods. You don't need to write YAML configuration files to define your infrastructure. All you need to do is just focus on your workload or your applications to be deployed onto this computing infrastructures. And next, we have what we call the turnkey cloud solution. And this means that you might be receiving a set of computing environments, for example, a private cloud solutions where the vendor probably set up the infrastructure for you using VMware or OpenStack, and then you have to decide which Kubernetes solution or which container orchestration solution that you want to install on this resource infrastructure. And next, we have what we call the on-prem data center. This is actually the reverse of the previous turnkey cloud. With on-prem data center, the users, they are choosing which infrastructure they want to go with. For example, they want to use VMware or they want to go with OpenStack. And once they set up that virtualization environment, they can use a package Kubernetes solution, for example, like GKE on-prem or PKS or IBM's Cloud Private. You can install that Kubernetes solution on top of your resource infrastructure to have your complete Kubernetes environment. And lastly, of course, we have the total customized solution. But to be able to use that, honestly, you will need a lot of expertise knowing every bit of Kubernetes to set up your production Kubernetes environment for end-to-end. Biggest difference between these environments is the amount of knowledge and detailed Kubernetes fiddling, for example, using kube control that the developer or the architect or operators has to do. Okay. So in conclusion to this episode of WISE Minute, we have shared with you the idea of container orchestration. And basically, containerization is meant to improve the utilization of our computing resources. And one of the most popular solutions today is Kubernetes. And it's a container orchestration tool to help us manage the deployments of our applications and resource utilizations of our workloads to meet modern cloud computing requirements. And if you are very interested in these topics, I highly recommend you to also watch our episodes on the concept of cloud-native computing. And again, if you like our contents of WISE Minute, please subscribe to our channels and follow on our future episodes. Thank you.